Hello, my name is Collection Connoisseur. I collect digital thingamabobs and video games, and today, playing Monster Train. This will be my second attempt at an expert challenge. Although I'm going to do a different expert challenge this time, to keep things always different. I like exploring. So firstly, I'm going to pick my clan combination. That's going to be Hellhorned, the standard champion, and Awoken with the exiled starting cards. So we've got Hornbreaker, Prince, and Torch with Root Seeds. We've never done exactly this combination before. Alright, for our challenge run, let's do Stewardship. Start with the powered up train stewards, but pay for it with a tithe. Ooh, we get less money. We get 2 additional train stewards and advanced prototype. Okay. But we get half as much money. Interesting. Sure, I'm fine with that. Let's do Stewardship. And I think that's it. Let's start. Starting with 2 additional train stewards is annoying, though. Even the upgraded train stewards, I'm not sure how much I care to keep them. Ooh, I do really like Hidden Passage. Starting with Hidden Passage can be amazing. The Pyre Chopper is fine. Sharpen is pretty good. Okay, I kind of like these starting cards. Great. Let's look at what this is. Seraph the Diligent. The first spell card played each turn gets Consume. That's really annoying. Seraph the Diligent has probably one of the most annoying effects, especially because he also has the effect of adding 2 Vengeful Shards to your deck. Archus Darkness Incarnate has the Sin of Darkness, the Blinding Dark Shard, and the Looming Dark Shard. It's fine. The Blinding Dark Shard is a little bit annoying with Pyre Chopper, but that's it. Imps don't work very well against the Blinding Dark Shard. The Looming Dark Shard is always annoying. Talos the Talos the Architect. Empowering Offense. Enemy units enter with Rage 2. Talos attacks every turn and gains armor on Slay. Okay. Well, with very strong train stewards, what do we do with our champion? Let's think about it. So Wrathful means that our champion could survive, maybe? Having only 15 health is not great, though. We have Sharpen, which adds spikes. The spikes are really good with Wrathful because you get the Slay for spikes. And that means that my Hornbreaker Prince continues to gain armor from things that die to the spikes. I don't think we need Brawler. I think we need something that can stand in the front, which is probably only Wrathful of the Hornbreaker Prince's potential upgrades. Let's get 2 artifacts, of course. Friendly units enter with armor 5. Interesting. There's also wing clippings. Spell cards with Consume have a 50% chance to be discarded instead. That is something that works well against the Seraph that we're fighting up against. But I don't know if I want Scorched Steel, because Hellhorned often works well with armor, and Scorched Steel just gives 5 armor. But I think I am going to take wing clippings. So Consume spells are now better for us because they don't consume some of the times. Split Anvil. I really do like Split Anvil. Doesn't work very well so far, except with the Sharpen. Lightstone Casing I really like to start with too. I think I'm going to start with Split Anvil this time. Knowing that we've got a Split Anvil will change my choices. Alright, let's get started. Heaven's Priest. Of course we're going to turn on the Aggressive Amulet. The aggressive amulet is a little bad for us because of the champion that I have, but, you know, we'll still take it. Now the idea is, because we have the hidden passage, what we want to do is put our Hornbreaker Prince on the top floor, and then basically ascend a whole bunch of things up there. Because we got hidden passage on the first turn, the worst time to get it, what we're going to do is we're going to put the Hornbreaker Prince here and ascend him, because then we don't have the Ember Drain next turn. And then we can still torch, and I think what we want to do is torch you. A couple times. A couple times? Yes, a couple times. Wait a minute. You can't die from thorns. Interesting. What do we do against you? We could have ascended him, which I probably should have done. I don't know. We need a Train Steward. Basically, we need a Train Steward because the Train Stewards are actually the good cards. I'm going to torch you again. The torch did nothing. Right. We probably should have taken the Ember Drain instead and ascended that one. Anyway, what we can do is play a Train Steward at the top. Train Steward at the top. I do really like you getting the Slay and defeating the Collector. Gives you 10 more health. We're going to need that health, I think. And then a Train Steward here. And let's make the one at the top stronger. So we want Root Seeds to be on this Train Steward. Also, remember I've got Root Seeds, which means... The Root Seeds means that I draw more cards, which is good. So we're only killing the front one currently. We can change that by putting another Train Steward up there, which we will, because we will do a Train Steward here. And then ascend... Do we ascend this one? No, let's ascend the one that we just put out. That'll be the good one. This one will probably just die. This one will probably just die, and I'm fine with that. And we don't have enough for our Root Seeds. Now, if my Horned Prince survives, which he doesn't, he dies from those two attacks. If he would have survived this attack, he would have gained 10 armor, because we would have put Sharpen on him. But since he doesn't, instead we will torch this one, so that he survives. And then, do we add Sharpen to our Hornbreaker Prince, or do we add it to one of the Train Stewards in this particular one? I think we add it to one of the Train Stewards. Right? Because nobody's going to die from a Sharpen effect. Yeah. So let's do the Sharpen on the back Train Steward so it does more damage. We do get a Weight of Contrition every turn. Ick. Don't like that. So I want to play all of these. I guess the Trusted Priest is useless because it restores 5 health after combat, not after rounds of combat. So we don't really care if he makes it to the top. So therefore, we will not play the Torch. We're going to play Weight of Contrition, Train Steward, Hidden Passage. So now we've got all of our Train Stewards up there. They should take out Chains the Excited. They do. How about that? Play the Weight of Contrition so that we don't get damage, and torch this one. Alright, good first battle. You know, I completely forgot about the split anvil during that battle. Ooh, we got another hidden passage. Do I want 2 hidden passages? I want it more than fledgling imps and molting imps. So yeah, let's take a hidden passage. Razor Sharp Edge is pretty interesting. Vine Grasp is not bad. There's also the Wildwood Sap, which consumes, and consume is good for us because we just discard things that consume sometimes. However, of the things that can consume, I don't know that we care about Wildwood Sap until we have an Awoken unit that we care to use it on. Let's do Vine Grasp. I like the utility of Vine Grasp. So Thorned Hollow is not too bad. What is Apex Imp? Have we ever played with this? Armored. Triggered when armor is added to this unit. Gain rage equal to the gained armor. Oh, cool. Do I want him? I mean, we've got so many good train stewards, it's hard to imagine why we want an Apex Imp. But maybe we do. I've never played with an Apex Imp. I want to pick it because I've never played with it, even though I think it's pretty bad in the deck that we're building so far. I still want to pick it. Let's try out this unit. So, Awoken banner or Hellhorned banner. Merchant of Magic or Merchant of Steel. The Merchant of Steel is good for us because we've got tons of train stewards, which we would be fine improving. Okay, let's go to the left, get the Merchant of Steel. Peek at the Divine Temple first. We see an Extreme Stone, one of my favorite stones. Not a lot to put it on currently, so we probably won't put it on anything. We could make something intrinsic. I don't really care for any of these to be intrinsic. We've got 3 hidden passages in the deck. I thought we only had 1 before, and now I know that we actually have a bunch of hidden passages. Okay, I don't think we're going to do anything here. We could engage pact, I don't know, the Pyre Chomper. The Pyre Chomper gives -4 cost to a unit. You know, we might actually engage pact the Pyre Chomper later. Maybe later is right now, after we pick an Awoken unit. Let's peek in the Merchant of Steel first, just in case these choices make a difference. Right, because of Tithe, we're not getting enough money to afford things. Ick. Ick. So we can't get the multi-strike. I want the Frenzy Stone so much, but we can't take it. It's too expensive. Even though we've gotten all of the money we could have gotten so far, we can't afford it. Shattered Shell has Sweep, Animus of Will has Multi-Strike. You know, I really don't care about either of those, so I think I'm going to skip. And that actually gives me enough to get Frenzy Stone. So let's get the Frenzy Stone. We're going to put it on a Train Steward, so we're going to have one stronger than normal Train Steward as an additional Frenzy Stone. And I think that's it for now, honestly, because I don't care to sacrifice one of those Train Stewards, I guess. And I don't want either of those with the spells we have so far. Okay, well, let's move on. There's not a whole lot you can do when you don't make as much gold. The Retribution here is bad, as well as the Conduit Infiltrator. Those things are bad. Do we turn it on anyway? It's only 35 gold is the thing. I mean, I think we turned it on anyway. Our Train Stewards are actually really good against this set of enemies, so we turned it on anyway. Our champion is going to be absolutely terrible against these enemies, though, by the way. So, we want to... It's interesting because if our champion had thorns, it would be very good next turn, but it doesn't yet have thorns. It could potentially have thorns next turn if we happen to draw a Sharpen. but of the 2 sharpens we have in the deck, we just might not draw them. I'm still thinking about putting the champion in front, because who else would I put in front? So I think we still put the champion in front. It's going to give us Ember Drain, we don't like that. Then we're going to play a Train Steward behind, and then we're going to play another Train Steward behind via a Hidden Passage. Note, I could have used Hidden Passage on the Conduit Infiltrator and made these take longer to get up. And that might actually be a better choice, because that gives me a longer amount of time. Oh, but there's going to be another Conduit Infiltrator next turn. But we've got Torches and Vine Grasp. You know, let's do that. I do want my Train Steward to be at the top in front, not in front. I do want my Train Steward to be at the top, but I think I like having more time to potentially get Thorns on my champion. Okay, that's a terrible draw. At least we got Vine Grasp, so we can kill this Conduit Infiltrator and get another turn to figure things out. This Train Steward dying is sad but true. At least our champion is getting 10 armor. And this Train Steward is getting a little bit bigger, and we've got a pretty good chance to draw Sharpen next turn, because we're drawing 7 cards. We drew Sharpen. Not only that, because of Split Anvil, after we play Sharpen, every one of these becomes free, which is great, because we can put this Train Steward at the top, and we can torch things. I'm actually really happy with the Hornbreaker Prince gaining so much armor, so let's not torch things, because these guys aren't hurting the Hornbreaker Prince. They're actually adding more armor to him. Okay. I guess what we can do is torch this one, so he only hits the Hornbreaker Prince once. Interesting. Alright, well, Sharpen turned out to be my best card, by a significant margin this time. So we can Sharpen the Hornbreaker Prince some more. We don't need more Sharpen. Let's Sharpen one of the Train Stewards, the one in the back. And then what we do is we torch the Conduit Infiltrator, so we have a little bit more time. We can play the Pyre Chomper here in front, the Train Steward in the back, hoping that we can ascend this Train Steward next turn. I say hoping. We know that we're going to draw Hidden Passage. Ooh, but we're going to Hidden Passage this other Train Steward, instead of the one that I just put out this turn. Okay, well, this battle is going amazingly well. So we want... we can't fit this Train Steward here. We actually have to torch our Pyre Chomper in order to put this Train Steward here in Hidden Passages. There we go. Now we should be great for the next turn. Alright, do we crush? We crush. Get our paltry amount of gold. We could get a 4th Hidden Passage, although Fortify is exactly what we want, because we've got the Apex Imp. So let's take a Fortify. I don't know if the Apex Imp is actually going to become good at any point here, but I'd like to imagine that it would. We could get the Steel Enhancer. The nice thing about Steel Enhancer is that with a Train Steward that already has a ×3 attack, the Steel Enhancer is a lot more powerful in terms of attack. Let's get it. I'm adding a lot of spells to the deck because I know the Seraph battle that we're fighting up against, and we want lots of spells so that when we consume them, we have more. So the problem with the Merchant of Steel or the Merchant of Magic is our paltry amount of gold. Do we want a unit or health? I think we want health more than we want a unit. Do we need a Merchant of Magic yet? I mean, not really. The Merchant of Magic just doesn't do much for us. So let's go to the right. Let's peek in the Divine Temple. We see Extreme Stone and True Stone, two of my favorite stones. I think that I like putting the True Stone on something. Probably a torch. Probably put a True Stone on a torch. We could engage Pact still, but I won't. So we might just take True Stone. We could take a True Stone and an Extreme Stone. That's interesting. Let me think about that. We can't afford the large stone. The Fury Stone is good. Do we want to put a Fury Stone on the Train Steward that we've already upgraded to have a ×3 attack? I think we do. Let's do that. So you get a Fury Stone. And then we can purge a card. I think purging a card is good. And we're going to purge a torch, I think. Not a Root Seeds, not a Root Seeds. We're going to purge a torch. And then let's go to the Concealed Caverns and see what we find. A mysterious figure. I have never seen this. It's a new event. There's an event that I've never seen before. So I'm assuming that I'm seeing this event for the first time this many runs in, because it unlocks after you beat Covenant Rank 25 for the first time. So, what is this event? A mysterious figure races towards the train with the winged not far behind. No time to explain. Take these and hide them for me. I can't afford to be caught with them now, so I'll have to come back for them later. Don't worry, you'll be compensated generously later on. Quickly now. I will totally take something. What is this? It's unpurgeable. It's 3 blight cards. It's 3 blight cards that do small amounts of damage to my pyre, but I get something later. I'll totally take Dante's Candles. Alright. That's a card I've never seen before. I wonder what we get later. So we've already spent all of our money in the Merchant of Steel. Divine Temple. I'm really thinking about putting a True Stone and an Extreme Stone on my Vine Grasp. Just make that an amazing card. The problem with that is, if we make it amazing, we still don't draw it very often. The Root Seeds mean we draw it more often. And it will consume potentially in the fight against Seraph. I still kind of want to do this. Let's do this. We're going to make one very strong spell. Part of the reason I'm doing this is because it makes something that I might want to copy later. Alright, 40 pack shards into Talos the Architect. Okay, we can... What we can do is we can play the Hornbreaker Prince at the top. An Apex Imp. You know, these are not great choices, honestly. I could torch one of these, which is a valid option, but I'm kind of hoping that the Hornbreaker Prince gains armor from them instead. In order for that to happen, the Hornbreaker Prince has to survive, which I think Talos the Architect is going to attack him first. there are problems with my hope here. I still want to hope. Let's continue hoping. Hornbreaker Prince goes in front. And then the Apex Imp goes up here too. We're going to put the Apex Imp in front of where the Train Stewards are going to go. Train Steward goes here, we hidden passage the Train Steward up. Not playing a torch when we've got 3 clergymen all with extra rage is a little bit weird, but I'm hoping. This is the hopeful way. So we did get Sharpen, and the problem, of course, is still that although we got Sharpen, my Hornbreaker Prince dies the first time one of these hits him, because they're going to be dealing 5 damage, and he'll have only 4 health. The only way we stop that is if we draw Fortify or Steel Enhancer. The other thing that we could do is play Sharpen and Train Steward, put the Train Steward here, have this Train Steward just take out this entire row. I don't know if I want to do that because the Train Steward would get really hurt, but what else am I going to do with that Train Steward? We've got to play it. Yeah, we've got to play it. So what I'm going to do is Sharpen you. Oh, that was all that we can do. Right, we had Ember Drain. Okay, well, in that case, we're going to Root Seeds this one in the back. And then take the damage from Dante's Candle. Okay, so here's hope. Do we draw one of the 2 cards that we need? We did. We drew Fortify. Fortify means that our Hornbreaker Prince no longer dies. I know that putting Fortify on the Apex Imp is technically something that you want to do, but honestly, this makes it so that he gains health instead of dies. And that's important to me. You are terrible. I really don't like your sweep. And then, I guess the next thing that we do is we play... We want these 2 clergymen to go to the top, because they give health to my Hornbreaker Prince. So the torches are kind of pointless, which means we're playing Root Seeds, Train Steward, I guess. So Root Seeds, Train Steward. Train Steward has to go here. And the Train Steward just dies. Oh, I should not put the Train Steward where Talos the Architect is. We just gave 25 armor to the boss. Whoops. 25 armor is not the most important, but whoops. So the bottom floor is no problem at all. They all die to my Hornbreaker Prince. It's this floor that's annoying. We do have a Vine Grasp that does 43 damage. And I'd prefer to play the Dante's Candles if we can. We can because we can play Pyre Chomper. You know, let's play Pyre Chomper here. That gives us lots of Ember. I want to play a Train Steward. Actually, I should have played the Pyre Chomper at the bottom, now that I think of it. Because then I could play both Train Stewards in the center. Oh well. We will play a Train Steward in the center. We have to choose who to play Sharpen on. Giving more spikes to my Hornbreaker Prince is not as important as giving 4 attack to something that has multi-strike. If I believe I'm going to ascend this one, which I do, then this one is the one that's best to add the spikes, or the 4 attack to. Alright, then we play the Dante's Candles, and we play Vine Grasp. Vine Grasp, we're going to hit you for a lot. And then we don't actually want to play this Train Steward because it just dies. I guess that's true. Okay. We got 2 hidden passages, which means we could play this Train Steward and Hidden Passage both Train Stewards, which we will do, and we will do them in the correct order. This one first, and then this one, so the one with the most attack ends up in the back. It would have been nice to torch the Trusted Priest down here, but oh well. Our Hornbreaker Prince is still alive, and we've got a bunch of Train Stewards. Our Hornbreaker Prince is about to gain a whole bunch of attack, too. We have the Vine Grasp, which could very easily take out this Disciple Protector. And I think that's what we're going to do with it. Alright, Vine Grasp you. You're gone. Let's fortify our Apex Imp this time. Give him 5 rage. And then Root Seeds in the back. I guess there's no reason not to bring this Trusted Priest up. So let's Hidden Passage the Trusted Priest. That way it dies too. And then Steel Enhancer the Train Steward in the back. There we go. Alright. Because of the vengeance, the revenge, I mean, my Hornbreaker Prince also has a lot of rage. So we can actually play all of these cards if we want. We'll play the Sharpened first. Sharpen goes here. And then Dante's Candle so we don't take any damage. Hidden Passage doesn't do anything, really, so we won't play it. Instead, we will just play Root Seeds on our back Train Steward. Alright, Talos the Architect. I guess we're going to play Dante's Candle, and Torch. And our champion doesn't even die. Alright. That one went very well. We're doing very well. Impalate is pointless in my deck. It says 30 damage. How many imps? Oh, Apex Imp is an imp. Oh, how about that? I thought we only had Pyre Chomper, but the Apex Imp is both a demon and an imp. Makes sense. Transcend Imp. Transcend Imp is the best imp. It's just that, what summon effects do we have? We have one that gains 5 armor. We've got one that gains 4 ember. Right. Okay, well, we've got Adaptive Mutation, which I like Adaptive Mutation, I think. I like it. Let's take Adaptive Mutation. It's a consume card, which works with wing clippings. It's a 2-cost spell, which works with Split Anvil. And technically, it improves our Train Steward slightly. So let's take it. And maybe we'll use it, and maybe we won't. So I really want to pick Demon Fiend. For the very simple reason that by sacrificing our Pyre Imp, Pyre Chomper, we could make the Demon Fiend cost 0. And who wouldn't want a Demon Fiend that costs 0, right? I want a Demon Fiend that costs 0. Herzl's Compound draws 1 extra turn. That's good for us, especially with the Split Anvil. Light of Seraph is kind of pointless with all of our Ascend cards, so let's take Herzl's Compound. I do want to go left, because I want to remove cards from the deck, and getting very little gold means that we don't get to do that very much. I also don't think I care to duplicate anything just yet, so let's go left. Let's let's do our champion first. Champion first. So, Reaper, Slay gets extra attack. Wrathful, we gain more armor on Slay. And he gets more health. Not a lot more health, but still, more health is good. I think our champion is going to die quite frequently. He just hasn't died much yet. But I think he's going to die quite frequently. We'll see what happens. Remove 2 cards. I want to remove probably just torches. I think the torches are quite bad, especially when our champion defeats enemies that have 2 health. I really don't care for these units. We've been offered both of these units already, and I don't think we want them in this deck. The Animus of Will seems good because of the multi-strike 2 and all the ways that we have to add attack, but I don't think we want to. The only reason I want to take one of these would be to take Animus of Speed and sacrifice it to our beefed up Train Steward. So the beefed up Train Steward is quick. Yeah, I think we just skip again. And then gain an artifact. Friendly units enter with Rage 3. Summon abilities trigger an additional time. Summon abilities that trigger an additional time is good for imps. And that's it. I think we want Scorching Restraints. That makes our Train Stewards start with more attack as well. Alright, let's go. Ancient Hate, enemy units enter with Spell Shield 2. How many spells do we have that deal damage and care about Spell Shield? We've got 2 torches in the deck that care about that. Alright, let's turn it on. Get some gold. Not a lot of gold, but some gold. Right, the Demon Fiend we can't play unless we draw him alongside the Pyre Chopper until we sacrifice the Pyre Chopper to him. So, we definitely want this Train Steward at the top. And we want our Hornbreaker Prince in front at the top. And that's kind of all we can play. Let's start there. So, those are the only things that fit up there. We could play the Apex Imp and the Train Steward, or we could play Train Steward and Root Seeds. I think we really care about Root Seeds because we really care about drawing more cards. Don't really like where the Collector showed up. So we can play all of these cards. We just have to start with Sharpen, which we will. Sharpen goes on our champion. Like it normally does. Are there any things that actually die to the Sharpen effect in this battle? I don't think so. If there's nothing that dies to the Sharpen, the Spikes effect, then I guess we want to put it on the Train Steward instead. That also means that our Hornbreaker Prince never kills anything, which is a problem, because if he never kills anything, he dies really fast. Okay, well, that's an interesting problem we'll have to deal with. But for the time, I think we sharpen our Train Steward here. I think. Man, this is hard. We're going to Vine Grasp something. Do we Vine Grasp this Light Harnesser so that our Hornbreaker Prince kills it? Because it would. And then it gains armor. That would mean that we can't kill the Collector, which only gives 35 gold. so it's not as important as it usually is. Okay, fine. Vine Grasp you. That's one choice. Oh, now you die here. Never mind, you don't die to my Train Steward, my Hornbreaker Prince. However, the next one might die to my Hornbreaker Prince now. Okay, more choices in my head now. Let's play the Sharpen. I think we do want the Sharpen on the Hornbreaker Prince, at least the first one. The Root Seeds definitely goes back here. And then I think we want the Steel Enhancer on the Hornbreaker Prince so that it survives a little bit more, and so that it kills this one in one hit. And then Fortify on the Hornbreaker Prince. Torch doesn't kill the Collector, so Torch does nothing. I guess we'll hit you just in case we draw enough torches to actually kill you. That's not going to happen, but we can hope. I guess we could have hit our Hornbreaker Prince to trigger the revenge effect. That was one possible option there. Which we still can. So you currently die to the spikes plus the Hornbreaker attack. That's good for me. We want Adaptive Mutation on what? The reason to play it is that once we play it, the rest of the spells become free. Which, admittedly, there's only 2, so who cares? Okay, I don't see why I need to play that. If I don't need to play that, what are we playing? The Torch really doesn't do much of anything. So maybe we play a Train Steward in the center? In the back? How many more Train Stewards do we have? We've got at least one more Train Steward. Let's put this one in the back. That means the front one dies and we lose one of the damage shields on that one. We could play a Train Steward at the bottom, but I do not see the point. What's useful for us to do? There's very little, so let's play Dante's Candle and Root Seeds and just be done with this turn. So on the plus side, that front one up there dies to the Hornbreaker Prince now. And that means that we get some armor from that. We've got the Pyre Chopper, which means we can play Dante's Candle no problem. Let's play the Pyre Chopper down here, because there's no good place to play it. So let's play it kind of away from everything else. Get rid of both Dante's Candles. Play the Hidden Passage to Hidden Passage U. And then I think we just continue doing Root Seeds on this Train Steward. Root Seeds, Root Seeds. Do we ascend something? We could ascend you. Let's think about that. So right now, you are dying from our Hornbreaker Prince. You are dying to this guy's attack, which means if we ascend you, then, if nothing else, the Pyre kills you, and that's not bad, because you don't have any spikes. Yeah, okay. Great. A brief respite in which we do something. We can play Sharpen, and that would make the rest of the spells free, but we couldn't play Sharpen, Train Steward, Hidden Passage, and still play Dante's Candle. How much do I care about playing Dante's Candle, though? I think I do. So if I care about playing Dante's Candle, we play Dante's Candle, then we just play a Train Steward and ascend it. Alright, and our Hornbreaker Prince is now big enough that he's killing things on his own, which means he's gaining armor every turn. which is good. I like that he gains armor every turn. Hey look, our Apex Imp showed up. I think he showed up a lot earlier, but, you know, we didn't play him back then. I guess we put our Apex Imp at the top. Or we could just play a whole bunch of Root Seeds. You know, a whole bunch of Root Seeds is actually probably better. So, let's play a bunch of Root Seeds. Root Seeds, Root Seeds. Should we ascend you? It's an interesting option. I guess we've got a Vine Grasp, so we don't care about ascending you. Adaptive Mutation. So this is where Adaptive Mutation is very good. Because what we do is we play Adaptive Mutation on our Hornbreaker Prince. That means that we can't play both Dante's Candles if we do that. You know, if I think that we're defeating the Pyrelite Master no problem, then I shouldn't do that. Either way, we're going to play Vine Grasp. So let's do that first. Vine Grasp kills you. Are we defeating the Pyrelite Master no problem? Or do I need to buff up my Hornbreaker Prince a whole lot? The other question I have is how this works with Rage. Because currently it says 68 here. So let's see what it does. This means that we're going to take 3 damage for the experimentation value. Ho ho, it works amazing with Rage. Basically, it copies the value with the Rage over, and then the Rage gets reapplied to the value that you move to the left. So Rage plus that card, what is that card? It got consumed. Adaptive Mutation and Rage works really well together. Oh man, that makes me so happy. We have found a cool thing about this game. Alright, a couple of torches. Honestly, we should probably torch our Hornbreaker Prince to give him more rage. Probably should have done that first. And then Root Seeds use still. And then we do take the 3 damage because we experimented. But I was very happy about that experiment. Now we must play this Dante's Candle and this one, so we don't take more damage. And then we win. I like this deck. Imp in a Box adds random imps. I don't think we want that. Inflame applies rage and armor. Both of those are good for us, especially with, again, the Split Anvil works well when we've got some spells that cost 2. Let's take Inflame. We've got Restoring Retreat, which is the opposite of what we're doing. We've got Channel Song, which is incredible. Channel Song is incredible because if we get a Train Steward, that's incredible. If we get anything else, it's pretty good. And we have so many units in the deck. And the wing clippings means that we could play this multiple times, perhaps. Channel Song is amazing. Alright, what do we get? Oh, you're back already. I was expecting that to take a longer time. Alright. The mysterious figure returns, this time much more composed than last you met. Ah, my loyal friend, what a pleasure to see you again. Please excuse my manners from before, I was rather occupied at the time. My name is Dante, a collector of rare artifacts and renowned pain in the ass to those with wings. At your service. Now I do appreciate your help in my time of need. I was able to evade those insufferable creatures thanks to your help. And for carrying the load, I think I'll join you. If you'll have me, of course. I will, of course, have him. We get an artifact and a unit. When played, gain a stack of multi-strike for each blight in your deck. And then Dante's Cloak adds +2 magic power for each blight in your deck. The fact that the +2 magic power doesn't help us much is annoying. But we've got 5 blights in the deck, which means Dante the Deceptive starts with 5 multi-strike. Let's go. Dante's Inferno. Recruit Dante the Deceptive. I just got an achievement. Huzzah. Now, going to the right allows me to remove cards. Probably the best thing for improving my deck is removing cards. Probably the best thing I can do. The Merchant of Trinkets is basically pointless because we can't afford anything. Honestly, the Merchant of Steel isn't much better. So removing cards is probably the best we can do. Let's go to the right. Let's look in here just in case there's the smallest chance that we could afford one, which we can't. So, too bad. I don't think we've ever played with Root Split Mask. I don't think we have. It's interesting, but we don't get to play with it. Divine Temple. I want to engage Pact. Of course, we want to engage Pact. Pyre Chomper. So sacrifice the Pyre Chomper to make Demon Fiend cost 0. There we go. Alright, now we've got a 0-cost Demon Fiend. Extreme Stone could go on a Torch. Seems pretty pointless. Seek Stone could go on Channel Song, which we want. We want that to have a Seek Stone on it. Alright. Then we have no money. Let's remove 2 cards. I think the torches, even though we just got the spell power, I think we still remove the torches. I think I remove the torches more than I remove anything else. Alright, remove the torches. We might remove Train Steward soon, though. Just maybe 2 Train Stewards? I don't know. Go to the next battle. You have a bunch of multi-strike. You've got multi-strike 4. You know, my Dante has multi-strike 5. So Heaven Seal is fine? Does any enemy get damaged in an important way before they get to the top floor? I don't know that they do. So I guess we're going to turn this on, even though I tend to think of it as one of the most dangerous things. Alright, we're definitely playing Channel Song. We are also definitely playing Sharpen on the Hornbreaker Prince. So let's start there. Hornbreaker Prince up here. Play Sharpen on it. That makes the Channel Song free. Oh, we got our best Train Steward to get the extra stuff. Wonderful. Alright. We only have 2 Ember next turn. The Apex Imp, if we play it in the center, probably just dies. But there's a small chance that we get to... There's a small chance that we get to Hidden Passage it. I don't know. I think I'm still going to play it in the center. The worst thing that happens is we draw Demon Fiend and Ascend. And even that's not so bad. We drew the Demon Fiend, but not the Ascend. So Vinegrasp just kills one of these, like the Silent Marksman. Inflame is good. Inflame helps you a lot. The Demon Fiend Pyre Chopper we could play at the bottom. I kind of want to play Dante the Deceptive in the center. If I play it in the center, we really need to make it so that you die. Which we can do, so let's do it. You die, Dante the Deceptive is here. He's got a whole bunch of multi-strike. And then we really hope that we can bring him up next time. A hidden passage him. Let's play the Demon Fiend down here. With a Train Steward, I guess? There's no reason... Well, the reason not to play the Train Steward is the Dante Scandal. Let's play Dante Scandal. So, we want to ascend Dante. That's what we really want. We don't get to ascend Dante. We can at least protect him with a Train Steward. Wait a minute. Oh no! Dante dies because of the spikes? He's got so much multi-strike he dies from spikes. That's hilarious. If we give you lots of attack, do you survive? Because my Train Steward does 32 damage. Man. I'm either playing Dante's Candle, or I'm playing Root Seeds. And it depends on whether I can get Dante to survive with Root Seeds. So as it stands currently, the Train Steward is doing 32 damage. And then that leaves how much damage? 52 that Dante has to do in order to survive. So if Dante has 11 times 6, Dante survives with 2 health, if I read it correctly. Oh no! You still die. So I take the damage and Dante dies. Whoops. Aw. Poor Dante. Alright, well, at least we know that all of these going to the top is completely meaningless because they just give my Hornbreaker Prince armor. However, it would be nice to ascend more Train Stewards. And I think what we do, you're just dying because we never really got enough ascension to bring you to the top. So let's play a Train Steward. Let's ascend these 2 Train Stewards. Hidden Passage. Should we let this one die? And ascend a different one? We don't have the Ember for that, never mind. So ascend you, and then we fortify you, of course, and we Steel Enhancer the backmost? No, we Steel Enhancer the one that has ×3. Okay. Ooh, you guys getting 10 armor is bad. Demon Fiend, what are you doing to me? We could add more Sharpen to our Hornbreaker Prince. I don't think we want to. So let's just Sharpen you. Now we can Root Seeds this one a couple times, and we can Hidden Passage somebody. We certainly want to Hidden Passage one of these, because one of the benefits of that is he gets less Harvest triggers. It also gives my Hornbreaker Prince a little bit more armor. Great. Now, did we get to the part where we could defeat the self-made Harpy? I don't know if we got there yet. Again, these Silent Marksmen in the back are meaningless because they just give my champion armor. So I think we don't care about hitting them. there's nothing that we can do to improve the top. Yeah, nothing we can do. Even if we hit somebody with a Vine Grasp, like the Silent Marksman, it would not improve the top. Because we would kill it, which means our Hornbreaker Prince wouldn't gain armor from killing it. And it wouldn't get the revenge triggers. So Vine Grasp is pointless up there. We don't want to kill those, so I guess we hit the boss with it. Because that's the only useful thing we could do with Vine Grasp. Playing another Train Steward... I mean, it's good because of Hidden Passage, but it's annoying because I want to play the Dante's Candle so we stop taking so much damage. I could do half and half here, and I think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to do Inflame so that we can play Root Seeds and we can play one Dante's Candle. I really want Fell's Remorse at this point. Now we've got Adaptive Mutation. Adaptive Mutation is wonderful. So we're going to play that on you again. Give you a whole bunch of attack and health. It's so nice. There's no reason not to Hidden Passage these two. So I guess we'll do that right now. We'll play the Dante's Candle. We'll armor up our front guy. We'll Steel Enhancer you, and Root Seeds you. Okay. I believe we are winning. We are. Our champion actually dies, but we win. We're going to play the Dante's Candle. Let's see if we can get our champion to survive. We did. Great. Alright, I like this deck. I need more Ember, though. The Volatile Gauge? The Volatile Gauge is possibly bad for us? It makes the Train Stewards cost more on average. It makes the Dante's Candles potentially cost more, which is terrible. I think we're gonna skip the Volatile Gauge this time. It has a really nice effect with Split Anvil, because anything that it makes 3 that's a spell, if you play it, it makes the rest of the randomized cost 0. And you get to draw 3, but I think this is bad for us this run, so we're just going to gain the 10 gold. The sad 10 gold. Tiresome Climb for more Ascend effects. I actually do kind of want more Ascend effects, and this one is one that we could play on an enemy unit. Do I want any of these? The Pyre Shards is kind of like another Sharpen. The Invigorating Solution might not consume because of wing clippings. Let's take that. Like I said before, I think one of the best things that we can do is remove cards from the deck. And I think that's still true. We can't purge any of our Blight, but we can get rid of a Root Seeds and a Train Steward. I think we have too many Train Stewards. Even with this being the Stewardship run, I think we have too many Train Stewards. Let's go to the right. I think what I want to do first is actually the Concealed Caverns. Let's see what we get. Alright, we've got the Merchant. So these are all consumable cards, which means the wing clippings works for them. Let me try to think of what the consumable Umbra cards are. Some of them work with morsels, which would be bad for us. Awoken consumable cards, we've seen those this run and we mostly haven't taken them. So I'm thinking we get a Hellhorned consumable card. Let's pick it. You know, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. It's not my favorite, but I'm okay with it. Let's hope our Divine Horde gives us better options. The first Hell Pact would be amazing if we had X-Cost cards, which we don't. Cursed Vines gives us Vine Grasp all the time. Vine Grasp is improved by Dante's Cloak. And then Hell's Banners gives us Ember quite frequently. I kind of want to choose Hell's Banners because we have so many units that we can play. Hell's Banners. Alright. Now, what do we duplicate? Honestly, Adaptive Mutation is a potential duplication target. If we had upgraded Dante the Deceptive, I would definitely consider it. We could duplicate our good Train Steward. Or the Vine Grasp. Kind of like duplicating the Vine Grasp. So let's remove what I said I wanted to remove, which is 1 Root Seeds, 1 Train Steward. And then let's duplicate the Vine Grasp. Alright, and we've got our 100 pack shards. We're only on ring 6. Alright, let's go. Looming and Blinding, they're kind of annoying, but they're, you know, they're fine. We have to remember the Blinding Dark Shard, more than I normally have to. Ho-ho, this is kind of a nice start. So I want to play the Hornbreaker and Sharpen. Definitely. Let's start there. Hornbreaker Prince with a Sharpen on it. Now we can play Channel Song. We get our really good Train Steward, which we could place right next to our Hornbreaker Prince, and put the Demon Fiend on floor 2. The other thing we could do is put the Train Steward here, hoping to get some way to ascend him, but I think it's safer to do the Demon Fiend. So Demon Fiend here, Train Steward up here. We, of course, inflame you, so you have more armor and you can kill things more quickly. We basically really need our champion to survive, so I care about adding more armor to the champion than I normally would. We got Tiresome Climb, which does dazed whatever we ascend. Kind of annoying. We also got Dante the Deceptive, which really has no place that we care to put him. Because if we ascend our Demon Fiend, then I guess we could play Dante and the Train Steward there. But I kind of also want these to make it to the top, because then you get armor from them. I do not know what I want to do. We are going to play enough minions to get Hell's Banners. But only if we... only if we play them at the bottom. Because we only have 2 Ember to begin this turn with. What's the point of playing 2 Train Stewards at the bottom? I'm not sure. Unless we just want to get rid of the Train Stewards. We have so many. I think we do. So we play a couple of Train Stewards at the bottom. This gives me Ember. So now that we have Ember, we can play Rage Serum here. We can play Dante's Candle, and we can play Tiresome Climb to ascend our Demon Fiend. It does dazed our Demon Fiend, but, you know, he'll eventually be fine. He'll get with the picture. We could ascend the Apex Imp. Do we want to ascend an Apex Imp? I don't know if we do. A different thing that we could do is ascend an enemy unit. I want to play another Sharpen on my Hornbreaker Prince, I think. Is that useful? I don't know if that's useful. If that's not useful, we play the Sharpen here. Now we could play everything. I guess there's no reason not to ascend the Apex Imp, except that it gives you 10 armor, and we don't get to play Dante's Candle. Those are some reasons. Let's play Dante's Candle. And then, do we ascend a unit? I'm thinking about it. I certainly don't want to ascend you. That would be bad. But we could ascend you, and I think we would defeat you very easily. We would. Let's do the Steel Enhancer and Root Seeds first if I'm doing that. Let's do the Steel Enhancer here. I don't think the champion needs a whole lot more health. We ascend you so that you die this turn. Now, we don't want to play any spells at the bottom. Let's not play any spells at the bottom. You are annoying. We could kill you with a Vine Grasp. Let's start with Invigorating Solution, though, which got discarded. Hey, that's nice. Now what? Now that we've done that, did that accomplish anything? Well, it accomplishes something next turn. Let's Vine Grasp you. Let's ascend a Train Steward while that is an option, because it's often not an option, and we're already drawing +3 cards next turn, so we don't need to play Root Seeds for that reason. Ho-ho, we got our Adaptive Mutation. That's excellent. So we're going to play Adaptive Mutation on our champion, of course. So Adaptive Mutation there, and then we can play a whole bunch of spells. That's going to make the Clipped Reflector gain a lot of health, but he still dies. We could ascend something else. I guess we really want to remove things from the overcharged tank, so we could ascend the Sycophant. I like ascending the Sycophant. Let's do that. And then what? We fortify our front one. We Root Seeds our middle one. We play Dante's Candle. And then we Vine Grasp somebody. If we Vine Grasp you, do you die from my Hornbreaker Prince? Because currently you don't. You do. Then my Hornbreaker Prince gains even more health. Wonderful. Do we want to ascend one of these guys? We could ascend this Sycophant again. Let's ascend the Sycophant again. There we go. Now my Hornbreaker Prince gains even more armor. We don't want to play spells at the top. That's annoying. We could play Channel Song. Channel Song would guaranteed get me a Train Steward. And then we can play the Train Steward, which is fine. It doesn't do much, but it does something. Let's do it. How many more ways do we have to ascend units? We've got 2 ways to ascend units in the deck. Great. That is exactly as much as I wanted to see. So, Channel Song gets me a Train Steward. We play this Train Steward in front here, and then we play Dante the Deceptive behind it. So it's shielding Dante the Deceptive that also triggers Hell's Banners, which means we can now play more cards. Which is great, because I really don't want the Dante's Candles to hurt me. I want to play Invigorating Solution again. And Apex Imp, don't know what to do with you. So instead I'm going to Root Seeds my Dante. And we're drawing +10, so we're guaranteed to draw both of our cards that ascend units. Which means we get to ascend Dante. The only question is, can we fit Dante? Yes, we've only got 4 units up there actually. So what I want to do is play Tiresome Climb on the Train Steward, and then Hidden Passage on Dante. Let's do that. Tiresome Climb on the Train Steward, Hidden Passage on Dante. And then what? Vine Grasp could hurt somebody. I guess let's hit the boss with Vine Grasp. At this point, what does Vine Grasp do for us? So let's hit the boss with it. Channel Song makes it so that the Apex Imp is really strong if we ever play him, but we wouldn't play him this turn. I'm still going to do it. And then Rage Serum Dante. Let's Steel Enhancer Dante. Let's Root Seeds Dante. Wonderful. Alright, so Dante is doing a lot of damage these days. Actually, pretty much all of my units are doing a fair amount of damage. Hidden Passage. Hidden Passage is kind of pointless, so let's just Root Seeds Dante a couple times. And we do have the Apex Imp, which we could play. There's no reason not to play the Apex Imp, so let's play it. It does a little bit of damage before dying. I think I'd rather play Dante's Candles, because I think we're winning. So let's play those, get rid of them. Vine Grasp just hits the boss. Steel Enhancer on Dante, and Root Seeds on Dante, Fortify on you. The Apex Imp hasn't done much, but also I draw him in the wrong time frame, usually. And let's just win. There we go. Defeated Archus Darkness Incarnate pretty easily as well. Alright. Last Stand is interesting. One-Horned Tome I still don't like. I mean, one thing is we can't play it. It costs 5, and we can't do that. The Last Stand we could play, double the amount of rage, is good for us. At this point I'm really thinking about the Last Divinity fight, because what we've been doing with the champion so far just does not work in the Last Divinity fight. We can't put all of our units at the top, because the sweep at the top would kill our units rather quickly, especially Dante. If we put things in the center, Our champion could take damage sometimes, but he can't take tons of damage all the time. I think we are going to take Last Stand, but I'm really thinking about Last Divinity fight, and I don't know how we win it. Let's take Fel's Remorse. We really do need the extra Ember. How do we win the Last Divinity fight? One of the things to do is probably go to the right here and go to the Merchant of Steel. And the Dark Forge, whatever happens in the Dark Forge might be important. Let's go to the Dark Forge. Alright. Wrathful 3 is still just the best choice. Yeah, it's just the best choice. It's unfortunate because what we really need is lots of health, and 40 health is not lots of health. It's fine. It's a medium amount of health. It's just that if the Hornbreaker Prince doesn't get a Slay, which he doesn't very often in the Last Divinity fight, then he doesn't really gain enough armor to survive. Still, we've got to do it. It's better than Reaper. Let's see what our artifact is. Merchant costs are reduced by 25%. When there's Tithe, it's not that good. It's better than skipping for plus 10, though. What does the Tempered Talisman do? Almost nothing in our deck. We've got lots of magic power, actually, and not much to use it with. So I guess we're taking Guild Marker. And at least things will be cheaper. We could add a Speed Stone. The problem with Speed Stone is that it takes away the kills from my champion. Because if we put a Speed Stone on, say, Dante, which would be great with a Speed Stone, the champion doesn't get the kills, and he doesn't get the revenge effects that he has. So I don't think that we take the Speed Stone. I think we do take Heartstone and Battlestone and put them both on Dante. Actually, do we put the Heartstone on Dante? We could put it on the Demon Fiend. So an alternate idea here is that the Demon Fiend ends up being in the front, and we can do that because we've got a Vine Grasp. Granted, our Vine Grasp deals a lot of damage, so we wouldn't want to Vine Grasp our Demon Fiend. Still, where do we put the plus 25 health? It's good. I think we're going to take the Battlestone first. Battlestone goes on Dante. Do we want the Heartstone on Dante? The nice thing about Heartstone on Dante is that he doesn't get destroyed by anything that has spikes. The downside is we want him in the back anyway, so what does a Heartstone do for us? Let's put it on the Demon Fiend. Demon Fiend is a big chunky unit. And let's reroll. We get another Multi-Strike, another Frenzy Stone. Another Frenzy Stone. We could put that on Demon Fiend. So the Demon Fiend also has a ×2. You know, I'm happy with that. We could add another to Dante, but I think we're going to add the other Battlestone to Dante. And then we still have 25. Let me think about whether we're spending this someplace else. We can't really afford the Merchant of Trinkets. We might want to go to the Merchant of Magic next time. So I guess we spend it. Heartstone on just one of the Train Stewards or the Apex Imp. You know, just one of the Train Stewards. I don't think the Apex Imp has worked out for us. Okay. I'm not going to spend the money to purge a card. Let's move on to the next battle. The real question is the Last Divinity fight. I think we're going to be pretty decent at the rest. And I do not mind the Mark of Invasion. I don't think I mind, because we don't necessarily have spikes on our champion immediately, but we hope to get it fast. And this is 200 gold. Let's turn it on. I can stand to take a little bit of damage on my pyre. Okay, we do have Channel Song. Let's start with the Hornbreaker Prince at the top. Hornbreaker Prince at the top. We would use the Vine Grasp on the Winged Conduit, probably. Yeah. So Hornbreaker Prince at the top. We want to play the Tiresome Climb before much of anything else. No, it doesn't really matter, because we're going to play 2 cards, which means we get Bell's Remorse. So let's play Channel Song now. Okay, so we got a good Train Steward. A good Train Steward is going to go in the back at the top. And we can just place it in the back at the top, right. And then another Train Steward is going to go up there with a Tiresome Climb. The Apex Imp we might just play to kill it. It gains 5 armor, so it just dies if we play it. Don't really like that, but I think we just play it. And it just dies. We are taking damage on our champion from all of these Wilt Wings, but if we get spikes on our champion this turn, then it will be just fine. We did not get spikes on our champion this turn. Dante the Deceptive we don't really want to play anywhere right now, unfortunately. We kind of do want to play him in the center. We could play Dante the Deceptive behind this Train Steward in the center. Okay, I guess we'll do that. So Dante the Deceptive and the Train Steward, that gets us Ember, which means we can play all of these cards. We might hit the Collector, but we probably should hit the Winged Conduit. The Last Stand we're going to play at the top, and double the Rage. Bam. We should have played the Rage Serum first, but let's play the Rage Serum here. Now we kill that front one, how about that? Of course, the thorns, the spikes on this unit, really hurts Dante. And then let's kill you. Killing you is important. Okay, we need something next turn. The fact that we never got spikes on our champion while all of those Wilt Wings were going up is annoying. Also, a Wilt Wings made it to the top, which is also annoying. We got the Demon Fiend, we got Sharpen. We got a Steel Enhancer. See, the Demon Fiend we could play at the bottom, but it's not great. It's still something, though. Our champion is taking a lot of damage. I'm thinking about if we can keep Dante alive. And keeping Dante alive mainly involves you not dying, and that doesn't seem possible. Because when you die, you're dealing 10 damage. So currently, you deal 20, you deal 10, and then you kill this guy and he kills you. Yeah. We can't really give anybody enough health to survive that. So everybody in the center is dying. It's sad. We did not draw our hidden passages soon enough for Dante this round. So let's play A Demon Fiend at the bottom. The Demon Fiend just dies. How about that? Wow. They do a lot of damage, don't they? Okay, the Demon Fiend just dies, which means we want to play a Train Steward in front of it, so it doesn't just die. Now, I guess everything depends on the top. And that's unfortunate because our Hornbreaker Prince is not exactly surviving well. Ick. What do we do? I'm going to sharpen you and steel enhancer you. Actually, you know what? Whenever we get adaptive mutation, things will be just fine. We just have to have our guy survive until then, which he currently does. And we also get to play Invigorating Solution to increase the chance that we get it soon. So everything will be fine. Since everything's going to be fine, let's just make the top better. We just need adaptive mutation, as soon as we can get it. We got adaptive mutation. Wonderful. Now that we have adaptive mutation in our hand, do we care about playing anything else that is less than adaptive mutation that is not a spell? The Train Steward in the Dante's Candle? Yeah, okay. We just play adaptive mutation. Adaptive mutation. Now our champion is amazing. And then, what do? We play... We Hidden Passage you, so that we can Hidden Passage you again next turn. There we go. That's one thing that we do, because we want you to survive. And if we want you to survive, let's also make you a lot better. We do have another Hidden Passage, we do. So let's make you a lot better. We have not played a unit, so we can't really get Hell's Banners. Let's get rid of the Dante's Candles. And then Root Seeds you a couple times and fortify our champion. Alright, our champion has a lot of health now, and a lot of attack. It's doing pretty well. It's just that a lot of our units died. A lot of good units died. It shouldn't be a problem that a lot of good units died. But it's annoying. I want to... Do I want to sharpen my champion again? Kind of? Kind of, but also sharpening anybody else is also good. We could instead do Inflame. Let's do Inflame on the champion. I'm doing this mainly for the armor. And then we'll play Dante's Candle, we'll play the Hidden Passage, put you up there. We could Hidden Passage somebody else too, which might be good. Let's think about it. So right now you're dealing your 10 times 2 damage, and then you are dying from the Hornbreaker Prince hitting you in the face. If we ascend you, then you'll die on the Hornbreaker Prince. Let's do that. Ascend you. You die on the Hornbreaker Prince. He gets more health. We start making our Demon Fiend very strong. Alright, I think we've got this no problem, but I'm not sure. I'm not extremely confident yet. We can at least play everything in our hand. So let's play the Train Steward. Let's play Sharpen on you. get rid of the Dante's Inferno, and then we can play Vine Grasp. I think we really want to hit this Winged Conduit. And then let's Root Seeds up our Demon Fiend in the back. Alright. I see Tiresome Climb. We could Tiresome Climb our enemy here, because it would Dazed him. If we do that, we can't then play Hidden Passage because this guy just dies. So we'd have to play the Hidden Passage first in order to preserve this guy. I think that's good though. Hidden Passage, Tiresome Climb, Dante's Candle, you know, Invigorating Solution, whatever. Yeah, let's do it. So, Hidden Passage you, Tiresome Climb you, and then you're just going to die, so we win. Great. Our champion gets really big and strong, but we have to draw the right things for him to get big and strong. And the problem is he needs to not die before that happens. That's the problem. I do not want any of these. Yeah, skip those. How about these? You know, Engraft is not bad. The other option here is Invigorating Solution. Let's take Engraft. Okay, final set of upgrades. Do we want Merchant of Steel or Merchant of Magic? That's the main question here. Merchant of Steel or Merchant of Magic? The Merchant of Steel could help the Train Stewards and the Apex Imp. The Merchant of Magic could help a lot of different things. But not enormously. I do not know what I want. Do I want to remove 2 cards? If I remove 2 cards, would I remove Apex Imp? Kind of want to keep it. What would I remove? Would I remove another Root Seeds? Would I remove another Train Steward? I think I would remove one more Train Steward. One more Train Steward, one more Root Seeds. Makes our deck a little bit more consistent, but it also means we draw Dante's Candle a lot more often. I do not know. Okay, let's think about duplication next. If we were to duplicate something, would we duplicate Adaptive Mutation? Because the sooner we draw that, the better for our champion. If it has Rage, it needs to get a little bit of Rage first. Although it does start with a little bit. I think we do want Adaptive Mutation duplicated. So let's go to the right. Let's look at the Divine Temple first. We've got 105 pack shards. Twinstone is pretty nice. Twinstone is pretty nice. We could Twinstone our Channel Song and just start really well. It does consume, but there's a 50% chance that it does not consume. It's an option. Is that worth 15 pack shards? I think it is, because it makes our deck start off so much faster. So we're going to do that. We're going to upgrade the channel song with a spell chain. Eternal Stone is a little bit pointless against Seraph the Diligent. It's still useful against the Last Divinity. I think we won't worry about it. Surge Stone is... I mean, it could make Engraft better. We don't really like these options. Let's look at the Merchant of Trinkets. Capricious Reflection is way too late. Resonant Shard is pretty good. Priori's Cloak is kind of pointless. I think we take Resonant Shard. It's the best thing I've seen so far. The other option here is reroll, hope for something better, but I think we just take Resonant Shard and don't reroll. Which means we probably do reroll over here. We could do Emberstone, reroll. Emberstone. What do we Emberstone? I really want some of the 2s to become 1s, probably. Let's make Inflame cost 1. And then reroll, hope for something good on the right. I mean, it's good, but we can no longer afford it. So we could Emberstone and we could purge a card. And then we can still duplicate something. We could duplicate Dante the Deceptive, but what I really wanted to duplicate was the Adaptive Mutation. Let's still duplicate that. If we're going to duplicate it, we might as well put the Emberstone on it, right? Yeah. Let's Emberstone it and then duplicate it. We also purge a card. We're going to purge a Train Steward. Even though we depend on these Train Stewards, we still don't want 5 of them. So now we duplicate Adaptive Mutation, and we go into the final. Let's see. Let's see how this deck does. I think we might be okay against Seraph the Diligent. Really depends. Our deck depends partially on the order that we draw our cards, but I really don't know how well we do against the Last Divinity. I've been thinking about that for a while, and I haven't really found a solution. So, we've got problems. We've got problems there. We have the Hornbreaker Prince, Dante the Deceptive, Channel Song, and the Demon Fiend in our opening hand. That's a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff. Let's play the Channel Song first. It already consumes, so we don't mind that it's the one that gets consumed. We got a very good Train Steward. Let's play the other Channel Song. Okay. We've got some good stuff for the first turn. I really don't like you adding self-mutilations to my deck. Really don't like that. But there's nothing I can do about it. The next question is, where do we put all of the units that we have in our hand? Because we want to play a lot of them, but we can't really fit all of them everywhere. I think what we do is we play the Hornbreaker Prince at the top in front, and we play the Demon Fiend behind it. Then we're probably going to play this Train Steward at the bottom, and it's going to slowly die, but deal some damage on the way. Dante's Candle, of course, goes away. Dante the Deceptive I want to add in the center behind this Train Steward. So this Train Steward is going in the center. Dante the Deceptive behind. This Train Steward goes at the bottom. Root Seeds, Dante the Deceptive. Now, the idea here... Oh, Dante the Deceptive gains so much multi-strike from the Vengeful Shards that Seraph the Diligent usefully added to my deck. How about that? We've got a ×9. Okay, so now what we really need is to be able to, one, get our champion to not die, which partially involves him having thorns so that light wings die to him. And two, we need Dante the Deceptive and preferably also this Train Steward to make it to the top behind the Demon Fiend. If we do those two things, I think we win this battle. Let's see how well we can do the first couple of those things. Okay, we did draw Sharpen, which is one of the two things I wanted to happen. So let's play the Sharpen. That's important. We essentially need to do that. That means we only have one to play this self-mutilation. We can play the Vine Grasp to kill this Purifier so that we don't get a self-mutilation next turn. I like that. The Apex Imp could be played, or we could play the self-mutilation. I think we should play self-mutilation. And then the Fortify goes on our champion, give him some extra health, because we really need him to survive. So, self-mutilation, get rid of that. Everything dies in the center because of the ridiculous Dante the Deceptive. Okay, we need to draw a way to ascend our units. At least Dante the Deceptive is not dying this turn. But we still haven't drawn a way to put our units higher up. The Last Stand is a little bit pointless, but I'd rather not the Vine Grasp consume. So I think we're going to play the Last Stand. Don't really see a reason to play this Train Steward this turn. So we're going to play the Last Stand because it consumes, and therefore, you know, it consumes. I don't know. Don't know what to say about that. We consume this so that the Vine Grasp does not consume. Vine Grasp kills you so that you don't add self-mutilations to my deck. Inflame goes on my champion. And then the Vengeful Shard gets played instead of the Train Steward. And then we kind of have to draw a way to make Dante the Deceptive go to the top floor. We've got 4 in our 18 cards. So we've got a pretty good chance of that happening, but still, we've got to draw it for my plan to work. We got a Hidden Passage, and I don't mind consuming a Hidden Passage. Yeah, I don't mind consuming the Hidden Passage. So I think we consume it and ascend Dante the Deceptive. There we go. I guess we could have consumed the Invigorating Solution, but I don't mind. This is a good time for Adaptive Mutation. It's not a wonderful time, but it's a good time. So let's do that. Actually, maybe we wait on it. We have the opportunity to wait on it because he's gaining so much health this turn. And he's going to gain health next turn too. Yeah, let's wait on it because we can. We will play the Invigorating Solution though. And Dante's Candle and Root Seeds. Okay, I think we're winning this one. We did everything that I said I needed to do for my plan to work. So as long as I was correct about that working, we're good. We've got a tiresome climb that we could do something with. We probably should, because it makes almost everything free. And I don't mind consuming it. Trying to think about what we do here. So I think we play the Train Steward. Do we even care about playing the Train Steward? Is the other thing. Maybe we don't. So what do we do first? Because whatever we do first gets consumed. We could do the Rage Serum, which gets consumed anyway. How about that? Great. Now, what do we do with our 4 Ember? I want to play the Vengeful Shard so we don't take the 1 damage, but it is only 1 damage. We do play Tiresome Climb, definitely. I guess what we could do is Tiresome Climb, Hidden Passage, Train Steward. Yeah, so the things that are going to cost us Ember: Train Steward, Hidden or Tiresome Climb, and Vengeful Shard. Train Steward. What do we Tiresome Climb? Maybe this Purifier, so that it dies faster and gives us less Scourges. It's fine. It's okay. Now we play the Vengeful Shard, so that's everything that we're spending Ember on. Next, we Hidden Passage our Train Steward. We Root Seeds Dante, of course. We Engraft Dante. We Steel Enhancer Dante, and we Adaptive Mutation our champion so that it gets stronger. Unfortunately, it did get consumed. There was a chance it wouldn't have. But we do have another one in the deck. We could Tiresome Climb again, and that would allow us to play everything in our deck. Dante the Deceptive kills everything, doesn't he? So I guess we just Tiresome Climb one of these. It consumes the Tiresome Climb. Are we okay with that? We are okay with that. Ooh, you're not dying. Dante the Deceptive doesn't kill you. How crazy. Because there's so much other health here. How about that? Well, you know, it's unfortunate. But at least you're dazed. And we are going to make Dante the Deceptive better, probably. We don't have 2 Engrafts. I guess we got the Engraft again. Whatever. Let's Fortify. We can Pierce and Grasp something. Let's do Adaptive Mutation again on our champion. That one also consumed. Unfortunate. I really didn't expect this one to make it to the top, so I'm very sad that I made that choice now. And there's not much that we can do to make this better. Like, we could Vine Grasp it, but if we Vine Grasp it, it's just one of these other ones that makes it to the top instead. What do we do now that I've made the mistake? Well, we play both Dante's Candles. We know that much. We fortify our champion. We know that much. Hidden Passage is kind of pointless. But if we were going to Hidden Passage anything, we would Hidden Passage the Wiltwings. So we Vine Grasp something. The thing that doesn't just die is this Purifier there. So we could Vine Grasp the Purifier, which seems kind of crazy. We could Vine Grasp this 290 guy. That would mean our champion wouldn't kill it, but you would. That might be a little bit cleaner of a kill. let's try that. Yeah, okay, we dealt a lot more damage to him. Great. I was trying to do the math, but it was too much, and I decided not to. But in any event, we did enough damage so that he dies from the pyre, only dealing his damage once. Everything up there dies pretty easily. What do we want to consume? We want to consume Invigorating Solution. It gets consumed. Alright. Next, Root Seeds on Dante, of course. We Vine Grasp you so they don't get the Scourge card. Inflaming our champion doesn't help anymore because we already consumed both of the adapted mutations. So let's just inflame Dante. And Steel Enhancer Dante. Now Dante's doing a lot of damage. The Apex Imp, if we drew you at the same time as we drew an Ascend card, I would have played you. But you came at the wrong time, as you usually do. The Apex Imp, we've never upgraded him. One of the problems. We've never upgraded our Apex Imp. But we've also drawn him very poorly. Wow, this hand has a lot of blights in it. Maybe we just play all of the blights, none of the cards. Play the blights. There we go. Don't consume anything, just play the blights. Hey, Last Stand is amazing right now, and it consumes normally, so Last Stand. And then we can sharpen, we probably want to sharpen Dante. Play the Vengeful Shard, of course. Steel Enhancer Dante. Root Seeds Dante. And then Vine Grasp. I mean, we could Vine Grasp the boss at this point. Alright, we've won this one. And we did take some damage. We took some damage because of a simple mistake I made. The Apex Imp, you came with the hidden passage, but when the second floor was no longer available to us. Sad. Oh well. Let's play the Dante's Candles. And then we don't really care about consuming anything. Actually, we're already winning. Just click the end turn button. We're already winning. Click end turn. Alright, now for the Last Divinity. As I've said a couple of times, I have no idea how we're going to do this one. Let's see what our first turn draw is. Because we get a lot of minions in our first turn draw. That could change what we do. We got Dante the Deceptive immediately. And we did get a hidden passage. We even got a sharpen for our champion. The sharpen on our champion does kill these back two clergymen next turn. If we put the champion in the center, which is where I want the champion. I just want him to survive, which is not guaranteed. But let's start with the champion and sharpen. And then we play Channel Song. And then we play one of these. We want Dante the Deceptive in the back, so we could put a Train Steward right there and have Dante the Deceptive be in back of the Train Steward. I like that. Let's do that. That gives us more Ember. Then we can play Channel Song again. We get our Apex Imp. Does our Apex Imp survive if we put him at the bottom? I don't know. Let's play Dante, though. Dante gets Hidden Passaged. And then the Apex Imp would die. Would die immediately. Maybe we play the Apex Imp at the top. Although that would get Ember Drain, and I would prefer not to have Ember Drain next turn. I mean, of all the turns to have Ember Drain, probably next turn is fine. But do we just kill the Apex Imp again? Oh, Apex Imp. You would have been better in a different deck. We could just put him at the top. He would do a small amount of damage to the boss. Or we could put him at the bottom. He would die. Or we could keep him in the deck for a potential future where he might be valuable. I think we let him die. And then Steel Enhancer, I kind of want to put that, even though, you know, we want Dante to have all of the attack, I kind of want to put that on my champion so my champion has more health. Because we really do need the champion to not die. And that's already a problem. So let's do as best we can to have our champion not die. See, next turn the champion might die due to the attack value of all of these creatures. Yeah, so currently the champion dies. Can we prevent that? If we add more Sharpen to our champion, then these guys die in one hit. So that means you get 5, 10, 5, 10, 15, 20 damage, and then you gain armor. Okay, the Sharpen saves the champion. Cool. Sharpen saved the champion. Oh no, they just got more attack value because of that. I forgot about that part. Well, you know, not my favorite. So now 7, 14, 21, and the champion just dies to the clergyman. The clergyman that dies when he hits him. Oh man. It's so close to the champion not dying, but the champion dies. And I played as few spells as possible where these overcharged apprentices were too. So it's just unlucky, basically. Now that we know that, what do we do? I think that we play the Vine Grasp here to kill this one. And then, you see, what we could do is Rage Serum. Oh man, the champion is the one that gains all the rage, though. Okay, the fact that our champion died before we got Adaptive Mutation is the biggest problem that we're encountering here. By far the biggest problem. Yeah. I don't know how we deal with this. Well, the Pyre Chomper Demon Fiend is going down here. I think we do this. That kills the Train Steward. I thought that might happen, but I figured that we had to try. If only we could reorder our units, which we can't. Ooh, those guys didn't even die. So, the basic idea that I have here is that we play a Train Steward in front of you. The one that has a Heartstone in it. we play Last Stand. I guess we want to play a Train Steward somewhere else too. I don't know. Those guys are dealing damage to our pyre. We're going to bring the Demon Fiend up there with the tiresome climb. I need to play the Train Steward so that we get the Ember. And any place we play the Train Steward, it just dies. So we play it at the bottom, I think. What have we consumed so far? We did consume the Channel Song. That's unfortunate. Oh man. We're slightly close to doing really well. But slightly close is way too far. Because Dante the Deceptive just plain dies very soon. And I'm trying to figure out a way for him not to. Trying to. You are going to be really annoying. I might just ascend the Conduit Redirector. The real question is whether we play this Train Steward now, or we try to play it at a future time. And I think we may want to keep it. So if we're keeping it, we play Last Stand right here, right now. We play Tiresome Climb to bring our Demon Fiend up here. The Demon Fiend sadly has just under the health marker where we could Vine Grasp him and put him in front of Dante. Now, we Root Seeds Dante a couple times. The way that Dante survives is his attack value getting so high that when we do Adaptive Mutation on him, he gains a lot of health. Which, you know, is not very likely with Dante. Because Dante doesn't naturally gain Rage like my champion did. Let's play this Invigorating Solution somewhere else. Not there, though. Down here is fine. Okay. Well, our pyre takes some damage. Dante kills everything. We still have a Train Steward in front, but it's very close to death. So currently Dante dies. If we destroy the Conduit Redirector or ascend the Conduit Redirector, that might change. It might change. We have lots of Ember, but we don't have a 2-cost spell, so we have to actually pay for all of our spells. The Engraft we could play, though. So we could just play the Engraft right here, and then we gain the Ember back. So that one's not bad. We want to play Inflame on Dante before we play the Adaptive Mutation. So let's do that. We know we're going to play Adaptive Mutation. Is there anything else that we would do to Dante before Adaptive Mutation? No. So let's do Adaptive Mutation now. Ooh, it was preserved. Dante's still dying, but I think that's partially due to the Conduit Redirector, which we are going to take care of somehow. Just haven't decided whether we're going to do that with a Vine Grasp or a Hidden Passage. What we could do is Hidden Passage this Train Steward up there. We Hidden Passage the Train Steward. we would have to Vine Grasp the Conduit Redirector. Which means they gain armor, which is not great, but we can't prevent them from gaining armor, honestly. It's just that I would also like this Train Steward to go up. You know, the Train Steward actually does something, and we like playing cards that do things. But I could play Hidden Passage. Actually, if we don't play the Train Steward, what are we doing with the Hidden Passage? Other than Hidden Passage the Conduit Redirector. I guess we could Hidden Passage the Wilt Wings, which is kind of scary. And then what are we doing the Vine Grasp on? Okay, so I think what we do is we play the Train Steward, we Hidden Passage the Train Steward, we Vine Grasp the Conduit Redirector, then Dante doesn't die. Now granted, he doesn't die by a very small margin. You're doing 20 damage, and then you're doing 11 damage. So if we give you 5 armor, we're effectively saving 11 damage on Dante. Seems worth it. And there's a few problems. One of the problems is that I think that the creature we left alive on this floor, the 2 creatures we left alive on this floor, are enough to kill my pyre on their own. Yeah, I think those kill my pyre. So even though I'm doing pretty well in preventing Dante from dying, the fact is that I still die from the creatures that have already gone up. So this is important because Last Stand... And then we could do Adaptive Mutation, which will give Dante a lot of health. I'm thinking about whether we need to Hidden Passage Dante, which is crazy because the Last Divinity has 11 attack that he does every single turn to Dante at the top. But we might have to do it just so that we deal damage to these guys. And we could put this Train Steward in front of Dante. I feel like that's a crazy idea, but it might be the only idea that works, which is highly disappointing. Because although we can save Dante here, and I'm thinking about it now before I play Adaptive Mutation because it's how many times we incant this guy that is affected by that. Dante survives 11 damage faster than he survives 9 times 2 every turn. So we could just slowly ascend our guys to the top floor where there is the sweep instead. Alright, I guess we're doing it. So ascend Dante. And then we Adaptive Mutation Dante. And then we put a Train Steward in front of him so he doesn't take as much damage. He still takes 11. And then we can Vine Grasp somebody. Seems like it might be good to Vine Grasp one of these guys. Okay. Our Demon Fiend is the next one to die. We have the opportunity to ascend him too, but even if we ascend him, he still dies because of the sweep. So, I don't know what we're going to do. But at least we're not dying this turn, which we would have if we did not ascend Dante. So, we survived another turn. If only we could actually win, as well as survive one more turn. So, Dante's taking a lot of damage, but we did get Adaptive Mutation again. which is incredible. It's incredible that we get that so many times. We need to play Tiresome Climb, so I'm thinking about who we play Tiresome Climb on. Playing Tiresome Climb on one of our guys is pretty bad. It keeps them alive, but then it kills them due to the sweep damage. If we Tiresome Climb the Silent Marksman, then the Silent Marksman never does his damage, which is good, I guess. But we don't have many other things that we can do to keep Dante alive. Not many. So do we Tiresome Climb our Train Steward because the Train Steward would survive slightly? Or do we Tiresome Climb the Silent Marksman so that it doesn't do any damage? I think we do the Silent Marksman. Which means our Train Steward dies. Oh, it doesn't die. How about that? The Silent Marksman was one of the reasons it was dying. Okay, so now we get to do Root Seeds, Adaptive Mutation again. Let's hope. Let's hope that it gets preserved again. It did not. Okay, so we're out of Adaptive Mutations. How do we win? Do we just survive a little bit longer, or do we win? I think at this point we're just surviving a little bit longer. We are going to Vine Grasp you because your Spikes 3 are terrible for what we can do. Dante is getting 35 damage. And I don't see a way to prevent that. The Engraft gives him a little bit of health, but you know, not a lot. And these guys do damage. They don't do tons of damage, but they do damage. The Conduit Redirector has to die. So let's start there. Conduit Redirector dies. Next. Do we sharpen Dante twice? Or do we play Dante's Candle so we don't take 3 damage? I think the only way we're going to win is if we sharpen twice. I don't think we're going to win, but I think if there's any way that we're going to win, it's sharpen twice that's going to do it. Ascending You still has you die. So Ascending You doesn't do anything. Root Seeds on Dante is good. Do we want to ascend somebody else? I don't see any value in ascending a unit. So I think we just fortify Dante and we're done with this turn. And then we worry about next turn, which is also a problem. You know, every turn is a problem, because we lost our champion super early. As I thought we might. I thought that was the main problem for this Last Divinity fight. So no reason not to play Last Stand first. Let's play Last Stand first. Next. If we ascend this one, then the Pyre kills it, which I guess is better than Dante taking the damage that it would take. Ascending any other one would be worse. Actually, that only saves 2 damage on Dante to ascend that guy. Huh. What can we do? I'm trying to think of how these hidden passages help us anymore, and I'm having a hard time seeing how they help us anymore. Ascending You saves 2 damage from Dante, but does some damage to the Pyre instead. Some damage meaning 8 damage to the Pyre to save 2 damage on Dante, who is our win condition. Ascending You deal 7 to the Pyre. How many times? Ooh, like several times. Because you would get 10 more armor. So you would have effectively 180. So it would take our Pyre 5 hits to kill you. 5 hits to kill you would do a lot of damage to the Pyre, but it would save 7 health from Dante. If we ascend the Pyre Wings, we save 6 health on Dante. If we ascend the Clipped Guardian, that does 55 damage to the Pyre dies. This one does 35 damage to the Pyre. Pyre does not die. I think we're going to ascend this guy, because although it does a lot of damage to the Pyre, it does save 7 damage on Dante, and Dante's health is the only thing that might be keeping us alive. And might is a very, very tenuous term there. See, the only way this actually works is if Dante kills the Last Divinity fast enough, and that's not really happening either. So Tiresome Climb is excellent. Tiresome Climb can ascend this Light Wings, and it just dies at the Pyre. So let's do that first. That saves a lot of health on Dante. Next. Hidden Passage could ascend a unit. Doesn't seem like that helps us. We're going to take 3 damage on the Pyre from Dante's Candle. We can Vine Grasp something like you to prevent a Weight of Contrition. Okay, I guess we'll do that. Fortify on Dante, Root Seeds on Dante, play 1 Dante's Candle. Alright, Dante. You're my only hope. And my only hope is slowly getting destroyed. Oh, we got an adaptive mutation. I thought we consumed all of those. One of them didn't consume. Oh man. I mean, granted, we're at the final part of the battle, so I don't know that it helps. But it could, it might, right? Let's think about it. So, Dante's Candle and Weight of Contrition, they do 6 damage to the Pyre. You know, the Pyre doesn't die if it gets 6 damage. This is the Relentless phase. So, we want to play 2 Sharpens instead. Yep, 2 Sharpens instead. So, Sharpen, Sharpen, and then Adaptive Mutation. And we win? Click the end turn button and win? Oh my gosh, we pulled that out of nowhere. Oh my gosh, that was the most questionable victory I've had yet. But we did it. Alright. Beat my first expert challenge. I think this is going to be a terrible score. But it's okay. We beat our first expert challenge. And we did it with a new card, with Dante, which we've never seen before. The Hellhorned. We won a run with all covenants enabled on the Hellhorned. We Divinity Mastered Dante. And 2 other cards. The Apex Imp, Dante, and Tiresome Climb all got the Divinity stamp. Alright. It's really nice to Divinity Master Dante, considering this is the only run we've ever seen him. Alright, and now I have seen every card in the game. Alright, so every card in the game has been seen. I've mastered a bunch of cards. And we've won on rank 25 a couple of times, once with one of the expert challenges. Furthermore, the enemies killed on the top floor, 119. Beats my previous best of 95, because we basically killed everything on the top floor. We had 4 ways to ascend minions in our deck, so we just ascended everybody to the top floor, including the Last Divinity, which was a surprise. Alright. Very happy to have won that one. I'm pretty excited about not only having won that one, but winning my first expert challenge. So let's do another one next time. I earned a new Divine Victory this run. The Awoken now have a Divine Victory with every clan combination with them as the primary or secondary clan. I earned 2 new achievements, one for recruiting Dante, and the other for winning Covenant rank 25 with the Hellhorned. I also Divinity Mastered 3 new cards. And I believe I have now seen every card in the game. I count 280 total cards, including Blights, Scourges, and Morsels. Of those, 266 can be mastered, meaning I have 51 left to Divinity Master. On the right, I am happy to say that the Winged Conduit becomes my 24th enemy, for which I have registered 100 kills. The first one of the Conduits to reach this level. Goodbye, Winged Conduit. You have been checked off my list. I am also featuring the Self-Made Harpy, because multi-strike was a major theme this run, and I recognize the enemies that have it. On the left, this is the first run that I have played with Dante the Deceptive. He has been late to show up to the party, but he had an amazing entrance. Adaptive Mutation hits my 10 battle threshold, and it was also amazing. This card heavily synergizes with rage effects, and I use that to great benefit. For artifacts, this is the first run that I've played with Dante's Cloak, and it did almost nothing. I think I only had 2 cards that were affected by spell power in my final deck. Wing Clippings, however, was essential. The 50% chance to preserve consume cards was necessary. I've got more in my tracking sheet, link in the video description. New episodes every Saturday, and thanks for watching.